Have you ever wondered why some people seem to get everything they want, while others struggle with the same problems year after year? Here's the brutal truth. Your weaknesses aren't just minor flaws. They're silent destroyers working against you every single day. Most people think weakness is just a personality trait. Wrong. Weakness is a choice. And every day you choose to stay weak, you're choosing to stay powerless. Machiavelli understood something that modern society tries to hide from you. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. The world doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards strength, strategy, and results. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to identify the weaknesses that are sabotaging your life and eliminate them before they destroy everything you're working for. But first, let me ask you this. What if everything you've been taught about being nice and patient was designed to keep you controllable? Let's get started. Number 1. Weakness is programmed, not natural. Weakness isn't something you're born with. It's something that's carefully installed in your mind from childhood. Think about it. From day one, society teaches you to always say sorry, even when you're not wrong. Put everyone else's needs before your own. Never stand up for yourself because it's rude. Accept mediocrity because everyone's trying their best. Wait for permission to pursue your dreams. Feel guilty for wanting more than others have. This isn't education, it's programming. And the purpose? To create compliant, predictable people who won't challenge the system. Look at how this programming shows up in your daily life. You check your phone first thing in the morning, letting other people's priorities hijack your thoughts before you've even decided what your priorities are for the day. You say yes to commitments you don't want because saying no feels uncomfortable, even though every yes to something you don't want is a no to something you do want. You downplay your achievements because you don't want others to feel bad, essentially punishing yourself for succeeding. You avoid difficult conversations, letting problems grow bigger instead of dealing with them when they're small and manageable. Machiavelli once said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves." One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves. You've been trained to be neither. You've been trained to be prey. Every time you avoid confrontation, every time you accept less than you deserve, every time you make excuses for people who don't respect you, you're reinforcing these programs. The most dangerous part? This programming makes you think that choosing yourself is selfish, that having standards is mean, that wanting more is greedy. The people who taught you these rules don't follow them. The successful people around you didn't get where they are by being endlessly accommodating. The good news? Once you see the programming, you can delete it. Start questioning everything you've been taught about being polite. Ask yourself, is this belief serving my goals, or is it keeping me small? When someone tells you to be realistic, ask yourself, are they protecting you or protecting themselves from your potential success? When someone says you're changing as you grow stronger, recognize that as a compliment, not a criticism. Number 2, weakness equals becoming a target. Let me tell you something that might shock you. In the real world, there are only 2 types of people: those who take what they want and those who get what's left. Your weaknesses aren't just personal flaws. They're giant neon signs telling everyone around you, this person can be manipulated. Think about your workplace. Who gets the promotions? The person who works hardest, or the person who knows how to position themselves strategically? The person who stays late every night hoping someone notices? Or the person who makes sure their contributions are visible and their value is undeniable? Think about your relationships. Who has more power? The person who cares more, or the person who's willing to walk away? The person who accepts any treatment because they're afraid of being alone? Or the person who knows their worth and demands it be respected? What happens when you signal weakness? People test your boundaries constantly. They push a little further each time, seeing how much you'll tolerate. Your opinions get dismissed in meetings because people know you won't fight back. Your time gets treated as less valuable than everyone else's because you never protect it. Your goals get mocked or minimized because people know you won't defend them with conviction. The harsh reality is that people don't respect what they can easily control. They respect what they cannot. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." This doesn't mean being cruel. It means being someone whose boundaries cannot be crossed without consequences. Being feared doesn't mean people are scared of you. It means they respect your standards and know you'll enforce them. It means they think twice before disrespecting your time. It means they consider your reaction before crossing your boundaries. It means they value your opinion because they know you don't give it lightly. When you display weakness, you're not just hurting yourself. You're training others to treat you poorly. Every time you accept disrespect, you're teaching people that disrespecting you has no cost. Your weakness becomes their opportunity. Your hesitation becomes their advantage. Your fear becomes their power over you. And here's the worst part. Once people learn they can manipulate you, they lose respect for you entirely. Even if they benefit from your weakness, they secretly despise it. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose respect over approval, strength over comfort. Number 3, the comfort trap keeps you weak. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Most people choose the safe path, the predictable path, the path where they don't have to face their fears. And that's exactly why they stay stuck in lives they don't want. Comfort creates weakness because it eliminates the need to grow. When everything is easy, you never develop the muscles you need for life's real challenges. Look around you. How many people do you know who are living the exact same life they were living 5 years ago? Same job, same problems, same excuses, same limitations. That's not accident. That's comfort. But here's what comfort really costs you. Your potential dies in comfort. Every day you choose the easy path. You're choosing to stay exactly where you are. Your dreams don't die dramatically. They die quietly, one comfortable choice at a time. Your skills deteriorate in comfort. Just like physical muscles, mental muscles need resistance to stay strong. When you avoid challenging situations, you become less capable of handling them. Your confidence shrinks in comfort. Real confidence comes from doing difficult things and succeeding. When you only do easy things, you start doubting your ability to handle anything challenging. Your opportunities disappear in comfort. The best opportunities always come with risk and uncertainty. People who avoid discomfort miss the chances that could transform their lives. Machiavelli once said, "Whoever wishes to foresee the future must consult the past, for human events ever resemble those of preceding times." The pattern is always the same. People who avoid discomfort today create massive pain for themselves tomorrow. The person who avoids difficult conversations ends up in a relationship that slowly destroys their self-respect. The person who avoids career risks ends up watching younger, hungrier people get promoted past them. The person who avoids physical discomfort ends up with a body that can't keep up with their ambitions. The person who avoids emotional discomfort ends up living a life that feels safe but empty. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They learned to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. They took the phone call that scared them. They had the difficult conversation. They made the move that everyone said was risky. They invested in themselves when they couldn't afford to. They started before they felt ready. While others were choosing comfort, they were choosing growth. The more you embrace discomfort in service of your goals, the more comfortable your life actually becomes, because you develop the confidence and skills to handle whatever life throws at you. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I embrace discomfort as the price of my evolution. Number 4, the 4 lies that destroy your power. Let me expose the 4 biggest lies that are keeping you powerless. Lie 1, good things come to those who wait. Wrong. Good things come to those who take action. While you're waiting for the right time, someone else is taking what could have been yours. Lie 2. Everyone deserves respect. Respect is earned, not given. When you give respect to people who haven't earned it, you devalue your own worth. Lie number 3. Just be yourself, and people will like you. Wrong version of yourself will attract wrong people. The right version of yourself might make some people uncomfortable, and that's exactly who you need to be. Lie number 4. Everything happens for a reason. This is the ultimate victim mentality. Things happen because of the decisions you make and the actions you take. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Stop appearing weak by believing these lies. Each of these lies serves the same purpose: to keep you passive, waiting, and dependent on others for your success. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I reject comfortable lies and embrace uncomfortable truths. Number 5, replace emotion with calculation. Here's where most people lose. They make emotional decisions and then try to justify them logically. Successful people do the opposite. They make logical decisions and then manage their emotions around those decisions. When someone disrespects you, your emotion says, "Get angry." Your calculation should say, "What response will best serve my long-term interests?" When someone offers you an opportunity, your emotion says, "What if I fail?" Your calculation should say, "What's the real risk versus reward?" When someone tries to manipulate you, your emotion says, "Maybe they're right." Your calculation should say, "What are they trying to get from me?" How emotional decision-making destroys your life. You react instead of respond. Reactions are automatic and usually counterproductive. Responses are deliberate and strategic. You make decisions based on how you feel in the moment. not on what will serve you in the long term. Feelings change hourly. Consequences last years. You become predictable. When people know exactly how you'll react emotionally, they can manipulate those reactions to get what they want from you. You waste energy on the wrong battles. Emotions make everything feel urgent and important, even when it's neither. Now here's how calculation changes everything. Before you respond to any situation, you ask, what outcome do I actually want here? Before you take any action, you consider, how will this affect my position 6 months from now? Before you engage with difficult people, you decide, is this worth my time and energy, or am I just feeding my ego? Machiavelli once said, the wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The difference? The wise man calculates first, then acts. The fool reacts first, then suffers the consequences. This doesn't mean becoming cold or heartless. It means using your emotions as information, not as your decision-making system. Your emotions tell you what matters to you. Your calculation tells you how to get it. For example, your emotion tells you someone's behavior is unacceptable. Your calculation tells you the most effective way to address it. Your emotion tells you an opportunity excites you. Your calculation tells you if it's actually worth pursuing. Your emotion tells you someone has hurt you. Your calculation tells you whether confronting them will improve the situation or just make you feel temporarily better. Most people have this backwards. They let their emotions drive their decisions and wonder why they keep getting the same results. They react with anger when someone disrespects them, escalating conflicts instead of resolving them. They make career decisions based on fear instead of opportunity analysis. They stay in bad relationships because leaving feels scary, even though staying guarantees continued misery. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am the master of my emotions, not their slave. Number 6. The power of strategic detachment. Here's something that will change everything for you. The moment you become too attached to any outcome, you lose your power to influence that outcome. Why? Because attachment makes you predictable, and predictable people are easy to manipulate. When you desperately need someone's approval, they control you. When you desperately need a specific job, the employer has all the leverage. When you desperately need a relationship to work, the other person knows they can treat you poorly without consequences. Strategic detachment means you want the best outcome, but you're prepared for any outcome. Machiavelli once said, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present." This means you must always have alternatives. Never put yourself in a position where someone else's decision can destroy your plans. Always have Plan B, Plan C, and Plan D. When you're not desperate, you make better decisions. When you're not needy, people respect you more. When you're not attached to outcomes, you're free to take the actions that actually create those outcomes. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My peace comes from within, not from external validation. Number 7. Become the consequence. Here's the final lesson, and it's the most important one. Stop explaining yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. Stop justifying your decisions to people who don't have to live with the consequences. Stop apologizing for taking up space in a world that needs what you have to offer. You are not here to make everyone comfortable with your success. You are not here to shrink so others feel bigger. You are not here to apologize for wanting more from life. Machiavelli once said, "It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles." Your value doesn't come from what others think of you. It comes from what you do with the time you've been given. Become the person who doesn't need to announce their power. Everyone can feel it. Become the person who doesn't need to prove their worth. Their results speak for themselves. Become the person who doesn't need to defend their choices. Their success is their defense. When you truly embody strength, you don't have to act strong. When you truly embody confidence, you don't have to prove you're confident. When you truly embody success, you don't have to convince anyone you're successful. You become the consequence that others must deal with, not through force, not through aggression, but through the undeniable reality of who you've chosen to become. Today, you learned that weakness isn't just a personality flaw. It's a strategic disadvantage that affects every area of your life. You discovered how society programs weakness into you from childhood, keeping you controllable and predictable. You understood why comfort is the enemy of growth and why you must embrace discomfort to evolve. You exposed the 4 lies that keep most people powerless their entire lives. You learned to replace emotional reactions with strategic calculation. You discovered the power of detachment and why desperation destroys your leverage. And finally, you learned to become the consequence, the person whose presence changes the energy of every room they enter. This isn't about becoming cold or cruel. This is about becoming strong, strategic, and unshakable in your pursuit of the life you deserve. If this video helped you see your weaknesses differently, hit that like button and subscribe for more truth that transforms lives. And remember, your weakness is not your identity. It's just a habit you can change. Start today.